If one is good, two are better. And how about three? More is better when it comes to strands, today on Beads, Baubles, and Jewels. Take a look at this gorgeous necklace. This is a multi-strand treasure necklace. Look at all the different facets. You have just a multitude of gemstones and beads and Hill Tribe silver beads and suede, and it's great in the back and in the front. And you're looking at it thinking, I will never be able to make something like that. Well, we are here to prove you wrong. I'm here with Tammy Honaman of Fire Mountain Gems and Beads, and Tammy is actually the designer of this amazing necklace, and you're telling me that we're going to be able to make this.
Absolutely. What I'd like to show you first, which is a really important part of the piece, is doing a wrap loop.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this 4-inch piece of 20 gauge sterling silver wire.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is do a wrap loop on the top half to start.
Okay.
I'm going to go about 1.5 inches down from the top.
And you have your round nose pliers?
My round nose pliers.
Okay.
I'm going to about a 1/2 inch into the round nose pliers. I'm going to bend the wire over to a 90-degree angle. I'm going to rotate the pliers, and I'm going to bring that leg up and over the nose, and I'm going to again rotate the pliers, and I'm going to continue to bring that leg down and around.
So you're making just a nice loop.
I have a great loop now sitting right on top, and I'm going to grab that loop with a pair of flat nose pliers like that. Okay, and I'm just going to continue to wrap. And I won't...
So really the flat nose pliers is just stabilizing it for you.
That's all it is, exactly. And you just want to continue to wrap around and go around about 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
And then you want to trim the wire and then compress the edge. And then you want to make 8 of those.
Okay.
At that length. And then you want to take another length, about 6 inches, and make 2 of those, which you'll use later.
So this is the final piece of what you just did?
That's correct.
Okay, so that would be one of the 8 that you start off with?
That's one of the longer ones, right.
Okay, so now we move on to here.
Yes, now we move on to here. So from here, what we have is 9 silver tube beads and a crimp tube bead. And we're going to take the beading wire and thread it through the loop that you just made.
Okay.
And you want to bring that back through the loop. And all you need to do is thread your beading wire back through it and then compress the center section. And you want to do that to all 8 of the shorter length wrapped head pins that you've made.
Okay.
Okay. And then you take your 8 and you want to start stringing. This is the fun part.
Yes.
You've gotten all the wire work out of the way, and now it's time to start playing with your beads. And I like to string 3 to 4 inches, what I would call the tassel part of the necklace, and just mix it up and just have fun with it. Just kind of go crazy and...
I know, look what you have there, a combination of the silver, I see some turquoise, it looks like blue lapis, and just a bunch of things.
Yeah, and you just play with different textures, different colors, and don't be afraid of it. There's really no rules to this necklace, which is what I love.
I think this is a good way if you have extra beads left
it's
over,
fabulous.
from another project, a good way to just kind of mix and match and get rid of them.
Absolutely. And find a nice way to reuse some of the pieces that you had that were your favorites.
Yeah, and yet creating something gorgeous.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and then from here, what we do is move on to this more complete piece.
So let me go back to this for a second.
Yes.
So you've wrapped all of those through one piece here.
That's correct. You're going to pass all 8 strands up through this focal bead.
Okay.
So you have all 8 strands now, like a tassel, into your focal bead.
And so coming out of the focal bead, now you have 8 strands.
Correct.
Okay.
And you want to split them in half so that you have 4 and 4, where you'll now begin to work with your necklace portion of things. So I have 4 strands on this side.
Okay.
And then here I've already strung 4 strands worth of beads. And again, what you're doing is complementing the piece that you've already done on the tassel. You're taking the same beads that you've done below and incorporating them up here.
That's perfect.
Again, no rhyme or reason. Nothing that you have, no rules, nothing that you have to really worry about. Just have fun. And then at that point, again, you're going to take all of your strands and string on some more of those fine silver tube beads to protect the wire.
So basically you're doing exactly what you did in that step we just talked about.
Exactly.
With the beads as you're looping it through.
That's correct. And you're just crimping them.
Same type of crimp too?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep, you want to just do that again so that they're all secure now into just one of these wrap loop lengths.
Okay.
All right, and then from there...
It's almost the reverse of what we started with.
Yes, yes, and it's really just a repetitive of the same thing throughout the entire piece, which really makes it so that anybody can do this.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and so from here, I'd like to finish this portion of it, and because of the way the Hill Tribe silver beads are made, I like to put a spacer
Okay.
and then the bead.
Yeah, because sometimes they're a little uneven you know, and that kind of balances it out, I think, with the spacer there.
It gives it a lot of stability. And then I'll top it off with another spacer bead. There.
That's perfect.
And then I'll do another wrap loop at the top.
Okay.
So now I have a new loop here where I will add...
of course, you do that to both sides. You have
correct.
4 like that, 4 like that. And now we move on to the end.
Yes, yes, yes. So I cut about 30 inches of suede lacing. You can go longer. And I string that through this top wrap loop.
Okay.
All right. And then I take, again, these are crimp tubes.
Okay.
And they have the same center section, so you can slide them down onto your suede lacing and secure your lacing that way.
It's so interesting to be able to use a fabric, like a texture now, you know, with the suede.
Yes.
It's nice. It's a nice contrast from the beads in the front, but yet it complements it so well.
Absolutely.
The suede.
Absolutely. And then another alternative is you can make some coils just by wrapping some silver wire around your round nose pliers.
Oh, look at that.
So it gives it a little more of an ethnic feel, a little less polished,
Yeah.
where this is a much more structured piece. This becomes, but they're both very, very secure ways to finish your lacing to your necklace.
So it just depends on what type of necklace you're going for.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And then with the lacing, what I like to do to offer an extra weight to the back is add some more silver beads to the lacing. And those will be what will hang down your back.
Now, does that string on easily, or?
Some of them do string on easily. You can see here this bead has one large hole on the bottom, but then when you flip it over, this hole is a little bit smaller.
Oh, so how do you fix that?
You just take your pliers and just open it up a little bit. You just want to take your pliers. You can use your round nose pliers, your chain nose pliers, and then just open it until it will fit over the lacing.
Oh, good.
Okay?
Good, yeah.
And then you just add them on in an assortment and in any arrangement that you like.
And any length that you'd like.
Any length that you like, exactly. You can go as long as you like. And then here, what I've done, there's also a crimp tube finding, which is a really nice piece in that it has a loop on the bottom. And I like to add that to the bottom of the lacing.
Okay.
And then take head pins with beads on them.
Great.
And then again, just do a
Perfect.
wrapped loop and add that to the bottom of that crimp tube.
Now we just have one more thing to do, right?
That's all there is left. We have, back at this step here, we have all of these wrapped loops that are just kind of hanging out there.
Okay.
What you want to do is actually finish them, and just
Yeah, that would be a little sharp.
yeah, that really wouldn't be very pleasant. You just want to take a few of the same beads you've been using all along,
Okay.
thread them onto the pin,
Okay.
and then do another wrap loop. And if you'd like, as you can see here, I added some charms. As I closed the wrap loop, I just added a couple of charms into there. And that's it.
It just sort of ties it all together.
Exactly. And it gives you more embellishments.
And there you see our finished product once again. God, that's gorgeous. I didn't think you could do it, Tammy, but you made it pretty easy. Tammy brought along a couple other examples as well, and we see this one. Now, this one is absolutely gorgeous with all different types of beads. And I'm going to turn it around so you can see, in the last one we did suede, but look at the back of this one.
And the counterbalance
All
is
beads.
really important. It's really something that helps balance it while you wear it, because it is a very, very heavy piece.
That is gorgeous. And then, of course, we have this one up here on the coral, with the coral.
And the red lacing and the red pearls and the gold that's just in there is just so fun.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank
We
you.
are going to have so much fun making this.
Great.
Thank you, Tammy.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Katie Hacker is up next, and she's going to show you how to make your multi-strand pieces uniform.